Hi friends, the homey doctor and the snake, and after that the snake and the mirror. And we will see that the words today: slithered, slither, that means to slip down. Shoulder has landed on the shoulder, now to slip down. And then coil around his arm, just above the elbow. Then what will happen to the homey doctor? We will see. Leaden rod. Lead is a metal. Rod is a straight piece of metal or a straight piece of wood. That means it can be a stick. Sorry, a rod is a stick. Say this is leaden. Leaden means made of lead. He felt like that. He felt that when the snake coiled around his arm, just above the elbow, he felt that it was like a rod made of lead. That's what he thought. That feeling. On the next one it says molten fire. Molten is past participle of melt. So molten fire, that means melting fire. Fire that has got the power to melt metals. Molten fire. That's it. So he might have felt very burning sensation. He might have felt something is pressing hard. Then the next word, crushing. Pressing hard. You crush orange for getting juice. You crush lemon for making lime juice. That is crushing. Understand? Crushing, pressing it very hard. So it was like a leaden rod or like molten fire. He was having a burning sensation. Crushing. Drained off. Flow off. Flow away. Yes, if you open the tap, then the tank will be drained. So we can drain the tank by keeping the tap open for a long period of time. So that is draining off. Draining off means flow. So, or loss we can say in this case. His health is draining off. His strength is draining off. That means he is losing strength. His health is draining off. When you suffer from fever or any infection, your health will drain off. Means flow out. That's what happens. Understand? Yes. Or lose, we can say. I mean, those words are very clearly the simplified version of this section that we are going to read. The doctor sat there without making any movement. So the snake has coiled around this part of his arm, that means just above his elbow. You can see that picture in the text. But this is very important. He did not say, oh, like that. But what it is, he sat there without making any movement. He sat there like a statue. The snake slipped along his shoulder and coiled around his arm. Shoulder, then came, and then this could spread like this, above his elbow. Its hood was spread. The distance between his face and that of the snake was just 4 inches. Just imagine it. Or just this much. And the doctor, no movement, not even looking. Even the eyes are still, no breathing, breathless. See, he is incapable of breathing, we can say. He is unable to breathe. Then what happened? The snake was just falling. He was turned stone. There was darkness all around. Outside it was dark, inside it was dark. After there was only a small kerosene lamp. Thoughts of God came to his mind. That's it. When you are in difficulty, naturally what will happen? You provide to God. And he wanted to write the name God. So that the name God he wanted to write. And then what happened is, kept it. Thought of God who made this universe. He thought of God who made this, all the creatures, living beings, all the non-living beings, all this, whatever we see in this world. He thought probably God has created this cobra also. It's a cobra, spread food, cobra spreading food, just 4 inches. A movement will, and what will happen to you? What will happen to the food? Already he is stunned. He is like he was turned stone. He himself says, unable to breathe. And then there was darkness. God came to his mind. He felt a terrible pain on his arm. He became helpless. Molten fire. Fire burning. What fire? That's the thing. Fire that can melt metals. So this molten fire. Burning sensation. And pressing like, let them rot. Just imagine. And 4 inches. Just 4 inches. Question 7 and 8, and so 9 and 10. How did the doctor react when the snake landed on him? When the snake landed on him, how did he did not react, he did not do anything. He sat motionless. No movement. He was turned to stone, thought of God, and he was helpless. Why did the doctor sit in the chair like a stone image in the flesh? The flesh means like a stone but made of flesh. Why did he sit like that? Because he knows any movement, left or right, will attract the cobra's bite. The cobra will hit. If you move, cobra also might have thought that this is a statue. Why should I worry about it? That's it. Understand? Yes. Now we will go read the text. I did not tremble. I did not tremble and shiver. I did not cry out. Normal reaction is, oh, crying. There was no time to do any such thing. He wanted to cry out, he wanted to tremble, he wanted to jump, but there was no time. Split second, everything happened. Just, you cannot say, you cannot measure that time. Split second, I think. The snake slithered. Here, landed on the shoulder. Slithered, slowly, slipped. Slither means slipped. Or glide, you can say. Or slide. Slide. You can see in children's parks, sliding. Right. And then, what did it do? Along my shoulder and coiled around my left arm above the elbow. The hood was spread out. And its head was hardly 3 or 4 inches from my face. It would not be correct to say merely that I sat there holding my breath. I was turned stone. If I say that I sat there breathless, that is not the correct description. Actually, I was turned stone, but my mind was very active. There is presence of mind. The door opened into darkness. The room was filled with darkness. In the light of the lamp, I sat there like a stone image in the flesh. Again the same image comes before you. He sat there like a stone, a statue made of stone. But of course, flesh and blood, because he is a living being. I felt then the great presence of the creator of this world and this universe. God was there. Oh. In that terrible crisis, my mind was active, and the active mind will not worry about the snake or the hood or the distance, but the active mind was thinking about God. Oh God, you creator of this world. Protect me, save me. God was there. Suppose I said something and he did not like it. That he, God, did not like it. I tried in my imagination to write in bright letters outside my little heart the words, oh God. I did not want to say. If I said anything, sometimes God may not like it. So I thought in my imagination, writes, oh God, outside my little heart. There was some pain in my left arm. That pain is described like this. It was as if a thick leaden rod, a thick piece of rod, a thick rod, a thick stick made of lead pressing, or a rod made of molten fire. A rod made of molten fire. Metal melting fire. I thought crushing, but slowly but powerfully crushing my arm, because it is coiled on and it is slowly making its grip tight. Then what will happen? You cannot speak. Think about without a problem. The arm was beginning to be drained of all strength. I felt that my arm becoming weaker and weaker. Lost all strength. All the strength of my arm was flowing out. Getting drained. Flowing out, I thought. All the strength. What could I do? Helpless. I was totally helpless. What a terrible situation. Everywhere darkness. Outside dark, inside dark. A kerosene lamp. That's all. A cobra, a full-blooded cobra, has its grip on him. Very strong grip on his left arm, and the foot spread 4 inches distance. Turned stone myself, unable to breathe, unable to tremble, unable to cry, unable to jump. Because the cobra has its hold on me. Anything can happen. Then I called upon the name of God, thought of writing, oh God, outside my little heart. In crisis, you always call God, call upon God. Then what happens? He felt terrible pain, as if a leaden rod is pressing him, or molten fire, metal melting fire. He felt that burning sensation. He could not speak even a single word. So see you again. The next class till then.